At 11, Olly Pearson stepped onto Britain's Got Talent as a schoolboy guitarist and left with 2 golden buzzers, a place in the final, and national attention. But he did not win the £250,000 prize, finishing 4th with 10.4% of the vote. He then moved away from weekly television, while his performances quietly reached far beyond Britain. By 2026, the real surprise was not his disappearance, but how carefully his next chapter was being built. As of July 2026, Olly Pearson is still playing. He has not disappeared from music. Now aged 12, the Wrexham guitarist continues performing live, sharing videos, demonstrating equipment, and working with musicians outside the Britain's Got Talent system. His career is active, although it looks very different from the weekly television exposure that made him nationally known in 2025. The clearest sign of long-term progress is his selection for the Gibson Generation Group class of 2027. Gibson describes G3 as a 2-year development program for emerging musicians. Members receive coaching, career guidance, equipment support, promotional help, and possible performance opportunities. It is not a recording contract. It is a slower system designed to prepare young musicians for the business behind the stage. Olly has also performed with Guns N' Roses, a tribute band focused on the music of Guns N' Roses. Public performance posts placed him at Glastonbury 2026 as well. These appearances gave him experience beside working musicians and real festival audiences. That demands more than playing a polished television medley. A live guitarist must follow the band, recover from mistakes, watch timing, and hold an audience without judges or a golden buzzer. According to Gibson's official artist biography, Olly's other work includes guitar exhibitions, equipment demonstrations, festivals, and partnerships with several music brands. His public channels show regular practice and performances of classic rock material. However, no verified announcement confirms a debut album, major label deal, or permanent touring band as of July 2026. That absence is important, but it does not prove his momentum has ended. Olly is still a school-age child, and his public accounts remain parent-managed. His development appears to balance education, training, travel, and selected live appearances rather than non-stop publicity. The television spotlight became quieter, but the musical work continued. To understand why that careful pace makes sense, his story must return to the ordinary lockdown performance that started everything. Does finishing 4th matter when the exposure can reach millions? Share your view below. Olly's path began during the COVID lockdown, far from a television studio. With normal events closed and families separated, one of his neighbors began playing music during socially distanced driveway shows. Olly watched from nearby and became interested in the guitar. He was around 7 years old when that simple street performance pushed him to try the instrument himself. His grandfather, Lee Hughes, helped turn the interest into regular practice. Because lockdown rules limited contact, some of their early lessons happened through Zoom. The setup was basic, but the routine became serious. Lee introduced him to music from the Shadows and the Beatles, giving him a foundation in timing, melody, and clean playing. Olly later moved toward the louder sound of Queen, AC/DC, Van Halen, and heavy rock. The progress soon became visible outside the family. In 2022, Olly began performing publicly in Chester. One recording of him playing Apache, the instrumental made famous by the Shadows, spread widely online. According to Gibson's official artist biography, the video passed 15 million views on YouTube. That attention arrived before Britain's Got Talent, showing that his appeal did not begin with television editing or celebrity judges. Olly also started entering professional music spaces. Gibson records that he performed solo at Deva Fest in 2024 and was selected as an understudy for an EDF Energy commercial that same year. He appeared at guitar exhibitions, demonstrated equipment, and shared stages with the Swillers, a local rock band. Support followed from at least 4 music businesses, including Fairclough Guitars, Skin Pro Audio, Patrick Eggle handmade UK guitars, and Scott Dixon guitar cases. Those partnerships did not make him a finished artist. They gave him access to equipment, audiences, and adults who understood live performance. By the time Britain's Got Talent filmed his audition, Olly had already spent several years practicing, playing festivals, and learning how to hold attention without speaking. Television made his name familiar across Britain, but the skill viewers saw had been built slowly, in a driveway, through a screen, and beside his grandfather. By early 2025, Olly had performed at festivals and guitar events, but national television brought a different kind of pressure. He was 11 when his Britain's Got Talent audition aired on March 8. The stage was larger, the judges were only a few feet away, and 1 week opening could have changed how the entire performance was received. Olly carried a Patrick James Eggle electric guitar and used a wireless system that allowed him to move around the stage. His medley began with ACs/DCs, Highway to Hell, then moved through music linked to Van Halen and Queen. He did not remain safely in one position. He walked toward the judging panel, played directly in front of them, and treated the audition like a short rock concert. According to Guitar World's March 10 report, Olly had started learning at 7 and named AC/DC guitarist Angus Young as his favorite player. The report praised his timing, confidence, and ability to move between several famous guitar styles. Yet the judges focused on something deeper than speed. Simon Cowell told Olly that he already had a distinct sound, something many musicians take decades to develop. Amanda Holden then pressed her golden buzzer. ITV's official Britain's Got Talent page confirms that the decision sent Olly directly into the live stage of Series 18. Gold paper fell around him while his family watched from the side. Olly later said he had been so focused on playing that he barely noticed what the judges were saying. The public reaction arrived as soon as the audition was broadcast. Olly described phones and social media accounts becoming overwhelmed within seconds. Friends who had known him as a schoolboy suddenly saw him on one of Britain's largest entertainment programs. People began recognizing him in public and asking for photographs and autographs. That attention created opportunity, but it also changed the scale of expectations. One performance had turned years of private practice into a national story. Olly had secured 1 golden buzzer and a place in the live shows, yet his most unusual achievement was still almost 8 weeks away. Another judge was about to make the same decision. For verified stories about where Britain's Got Talent performers went after the cameras stopped, subscribe before the next chapter. Olly returned for the second live semi-final on May 3, 2025. This time, the audition surprise was gone. The audience already knew he could play, and the judges expected more than another collection of fast solos. His new medley moved through songs associated with Bon Jovi, AC/DC, and Guns N' Roses, supported by a full stage production that included flames and stronger lighting. The performance placed Olly in direct competition with 7 other acts. They included singers, dancers, a cheerleading group, an impressionist, and 2 magicians. Under the Series 18 format, 1 act could be sent straight into the final by a live golden buzzer. A second finalist would be selected through the public vote. Before viewers could decide Olly's position, Simon Cowell pressed the golden buzzer. ITV's official result confirms that the decision sent Olly directly into the final. Stacey Leadbeater won the separate public vote with 24.9%, while impressionist Will Burns received 17.8%. Because Olly had already advanced through Simon's buzzer, no semi-final voting percentage was recorded for him. The moment gave Olly a rare double. Amanda Holden had selected him during the auditions, and Simon had now chosen him during the live shows. But neither buzzer guaranteed the main prize. The final on May 31 included 11 acts, and the result depended entirely on viewers. Olly performed last, closing the competition with Live and Let Die and Bohemian Rhapsody. music strongly connected with Guns N' Roses and Queen. All 4 judges gave him a standing ovation. Official ITV voting figures show that Olly received 10.4% of the final vote. That placed him 4th, behind dancer Binaida Chaitrai at 13.2%, the Blackouts at 15.1%, and magician Harry Moulding at 21.7%. 4th place meant Olly did not receive the £250,000 prize or the chance to appear as the winner at the Royal Variety Performance. Yet the numbers also showed that more than 1 in every 10 final votes went to an 11-year-old instrumental guitarist competing against singers, dancers, comedy, and magic. He left without the title, but with a public identity strong enough to survive after the series ended. Maybe one opportunity changed the direction of someone in your own family, even without producing the expected prize. Share that experience below. After the final, Olly did not rush into releasing a novelty single or trying to copy the sound of an adult rock band. His next appearances kept the focus on the skill that had brought him attention, playing guitar before a live audience. The stages changed, but the instrument remained at the center. One of his largest post-BGT moments took place in Paris during 2025. Olly joined a street performance of Bohemian Rhapsody, created around the song's 50th anniversary. The production began like a small public performance before expanding across the surrounding buildings and street. Pianists, singers, instrumentalists, and an opera choir appeared from different positions as the arrangement moved through Queen's full 6-minute recording. Olly performed the guitar solo as one of approximately 30 musicians and singers involved. Unlike the controlled BGT stage, the Paris production depended on performers entering at exact moments, while ordinary people watched from cafes and pavements. A September 12, 2025, report by My Modern Met identified Olly as the young guitarist and said videos of the performance had gained nearly 30 million likes across TikTok and Instagram. The reach was international, even though Olly was no longer appearing on British television each week. His next steps also placed him inside a working band setting. Public posts announced appearances with Guns N' Roses, a British tribute band devoted to Guns N' Roses. 2 listed performances took place on January 23 and January 31, 2026. Video from the shows presented Olly playing familiar songs beside adult musicians rather than performing alone against a television backing track. Olly also appeared at Glastonbury 2026, a festival known for tribute acts and emerging performers. These bookings were smaller than the Britain's Got Talent final, but they offered a different kind of education. Live bands can change tempo. Equipment can fail. Crowds do not respond on cue. A young guitarist must listen, adjust, and support the song rather than treat every section as a solo. The path looked quieter from outside, yet it was building experience television could not provide. Still, the most important change after BGT was not one concert, one festival, or even a viral Paris performance. It was a 2-year decision being made behind the scenes. The clearest sign of Olly's direction came in late 2025, when he was selected for the Gibson Generation Group class of 2027. The program, known as G3, is not a talent contest or a short advertising campaign. It is a 2-year development system for young guitarists, songwriters, and music creators who may need time before entering the professional industry full-time. A November 2025 report by Music Connection identified 12-year-old Olly among the musicians chosen for the new class. The report explained that G3 members receive individual artist relations support, instrument loans, coaching sessions, career advice, and help creating professional online content. Performance opportunities with Gibson artists may also place members at festivals, events, and brand campaigns. That support addresses a problem television cannot solve. Britain's Got Talent can make an unknown performer recognizable in a single night, but it cannot build an original catalog, teach music production, or prepare a child for contracts and touring. those skills develop over years. Olly's selection suggests that the next stage is focused on learning rather than forcing an immediate commercial release. Gibson's official biography also presents a wider record than the BGT appearances alone. It notes his 2022 performance in Chester, a video of Apache that passed 15 million views, his Dave Fest appearance in 2024, and support from several equipment companies. By the class of 2027 announcement, Olly already had experience with festivals, gear demonstrations, social media, television, and live bands. There are still clear limits to what can be confirmed. As of July 2026, no reliable public announcement shows that Olly has signed a major label contract. There is no confirmed debut album, permanent touring group, or move away from education. His public accounts remain parent-managed, which reflects the fact that he is still a school-age child, not an adult artist operating alone. That makes his current position less mysterious than the title may suggest. Olly finished fourth with 10.4% of the BGT vote, then exchanged weekly television exposure for training, selected concerts, international videos, and professional mentorship. He did not vanish. His career simply moved into a stage that produces fewer headlines. The final outcome remains unknown, and that may be the most honest conclusion. Talent gave Olly an early opening. Careful development will decide whether that opening becomes a lasting career. Olly's next test will be turning viral recognition into original music, and that transition has ended very differently for other young talent show finalists.